All right, Park MGM, Las Vegas. This is the old Monte Carlo. This hotel was remodeled back in 2018. It is now Park MGM, and the theme of this hotel was inspired by European parks and gardens and also European style and elegance. It's right next to T-Mobile Arena. It has some fantastic new restaurants, and the rooms are completely remodeled. This is Coolest Luxury Hotels, Park MGM, Las Vegas. All right, inside the room here at Park MGM, this is my Nighthawk suite. This is the old Monte Carlo. This property was renamed and rebadged in 2018. Now it is Park MGM. I have been on this property before, but I've never stayed here, so I'm really looking forward to checking it out. I'm going to do a very quick initial room rundown on this Nighthawk suite. If you're looking for more details and more specifics on this room, I'm gonna make an extended room tour video. However, that is gonna be in a separate video. So if you're interested, check out my channel or try to find the link in the description below. TV, dedicated love seat. You have another dedicated love seat over there. You can pull this table over there and put this chair on the opposite side if you and a few people wanna have some breakfast. Bed right there, we're gonna get to that in a second. You also have a dedicated TV right over there as well. So this is perfect for families, groups, entertaining. Basically, you can have multiple people in this room without an issue. Let's check out the bathroom. Single vanity. This is a suite. I wish it was dual vanity, but single vanity nonetheless. Really, really large shower in here. I like the green tile. That is really cool. It goes with the Park MGM theme. And then here we have a dedicated toilet room again with the green accent walls. All right, making our way out of the bathroom, let's finish up in the bedroom area. You have somewhat of an indented cubby right here. This kind of acts as a little privacy, also shields you from the rest of the room. Artwork on the wall, speaker over there for your phone. Again, here is your TV. It articulates out, so it has easy viewing for who's ever sitting in the bed. All right, let's finish up on the bed. Let's give it a good flop. Before I do that, I want to say you never know what you're going to get with an MGM bed. I just stayed at Mandalay Bay. It was great. However, I stayed at MGM and Bellagio, and those were just mediocre. What are we gonna find here at Park MGM? Let's check it out. The mattress is a little thin, a little springy. I'll have to reserve judgment for a later date. So that is it for an initial room rundown. There's a lot to do on this property. If the pool is open, I wanna check that out. This property has one of my favorite restaurants of all time. I've never been at the one in Vegas. It's new to Vegas. It's a Chicago icon. Those of you who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. I can't wait to check that out. I'm gonna put 50 bucks in the high stakes slot machine as I always do. I'm due for a win, so hopefully that's gonna pan out. And of course, I'm gonna check out the property and find the best food, the best drinks, and try to find the best of everything, basically. All right, robe life. Robe life hasn't entered the channel for a while, I don't think. So this is actually pretty nice and thin, lightweight. I don't like my robes to be too thick. You know, you perspire and they're not very comfortable. This is just a nice, thin, comfortable Vegas robe. Okay, yesterday was an epic day of eating and drinking, and I didn't even plan that. I started at NoMad Bar. NoMad is the ultra high-end hotel concept here on site. It's the hotel within a hotel concept. You see this sometimes with Four Seasons. I actually did a video on a hotel within a hotel concept in Miami, Hotel Beau Arts, where it occupies the top floor. And NoMad does the same thing here. It occupies the top floor of Park MGM. However, the lobby bar and restaurant is open to anyone that wants to go eat at it, and I found a new hotspot in Vegas. I would put it right up there with Foundation Room, Vanderpump, Sky Bar, those type of places. I loved it. Classy, dark, cool, modern, sophisticated, upscale, luxurious. It just reminded me of like an old school Chicago bar, just with the woods and the really nice liquor selection. The bartenders were classically trained and so good at their craft. I had one of the coolest drinks I've ever had in Vegas. This thing was beautiful, the Blue Hawaiian, and I found a nice little nugget, a chicken nugget. Well, they were chicken strips, but these things were amazing, and they were $17. If you're looking to get filled at one of the best spots in Vegas for 17 bucks, go check out that chicken dinner or that chicken strip basket, whatever you want to call it, here at NoMad. It is done to perfection. After that, I strolled over to Juniper. I wanted to keep the night rolling, and it did. The momentum even picked up, and Juniper has the largest gin selection in all of Vegas. So if you like gin and you want really cool gin drinks, or at least a great selection of gin, check out Juniper. I knew my night was going to be fantastic when I just randomly ordered a drink, and the guy came over and sets it on fire. I mean, I'm a huge pyromaniac when it comes to drinks. I mean, I just like creative, fun, experiential cocktails anyway. But when they add some pyrotechnics to it, or when they add some type of flair, I go gaga. And then I said, what else you got? And then he brought over the two other coolest drinks they had. One was in the shape of like a bird. They actually had like bird glassware. And then after that, the bartender brought over one of the coolest cucumber drinks I've ever seen. This thing was a work of art. I love cucumber drinks. They're refreshing. They're crisp. You can kind of drink them in the morning. You drink them in the afternoon. You drink them in the evening. You can drink a cucumber drink whenever you want. So after that, I wanted to keep momentum going further, and I thought it'd be an opportune time to play some slot machines. You know, during this trip, I try to put in $50 in a high stakes slot. You get 10 spins. I play $5 pulls, so 10 spins, and I put in 50 bucks, picked up the machine, nothing. So Lady Luck did not hit this trip. I think on my next Vegas trip, I'm gonna have to up the ante to 100, because at $50 at $5 pulls, you're not giving yourself much of an opportunity to win. Maybe I should bump it up to 100. I probably will. That's where I thought my night was going to end, but au contraire, it did not. I went down to Eataly at 10:30. Eataly is the Italian marketplace. All these little individual shops, each one specializing in something different, from coffees to pizza to sandwiches to wine. There was a pizza place that was open, but it wasn't really my style, surprisingly. So I passed on that, and I just went to an Italian place and got a couple different sandwiches. All right, it's my last full day here at Park MGM. Before I talk about Bavette's last night, and if it was as good as its Chicago location, I want to talk about what I have upcoming today. Today I want to get to the pool, I want to check out the gym, and I want to spend a little bit more time at Eataly. I've been to Eataly 3 times already, including this morning for breakfast. This Italian espresso was amazing. But I want to spend just a bit more time there because it's such a cool concept, and I'm rarely on this side of the strip. So Eataly, for those of you that don't know, is Park MGM's on-site Italian bazaar or marketplace. And they have tons of shops dedicated to Italian cuisines or specific dishes. They have multiple places for pizza, multiple for pasta, multiple places for wine, and then have dedicated shops for meats and cheeses and chocolates and olive oil and gelato. Basically, if it's Italian and it's food, you're gonna find it at Eataly. Yesterday, I ate at Bavette's in Primrose. I ate at Primrose for brunch. I liked the atmosphere better than the food. It really did give off like a European cafe feel. It was nice and white and green and light in there, just very effervescent, and I did feel very relaxed. It felt like an authentic European cafe. However, the food was mediocre, and although it was decently priced, it was just average. So if you're on site and you're looking for a convenient breakfast spot, check it out because it's right in the lobby. But if you're looking for something extraordinary or unique, I'm gonna have to recommend you go elsewhere. And then for dinner, I went to the marquee place here on site, Bavette's. And like I said, Bavette's is my favorite steakhouse of all time. It's my number one favorite steakhouse at the moment. It's my favorite steakhouse of all time. It really kind of changed the game a little bit for Chicago steak. And anyway, I was so excited to learn that the second location was opened up here in Vegas, and then it's here at Park MGM, so I had to come and check it out. And I'll say that they were able to recreate the experience. The atmosphere is just as good, if not better than the one in Chicago, and the food was just as good as well. It lacked a little bit of that Chicago vibe, that old school Chicago steakhouse feel, but I understand they had to switch up the concept just a little bit to kind of have it fit into Vegas. But I will say that it really did pay homage to the Chicago location, and the experience was just as good. If you're looking for one of the best steaks in America and you kind of want that Chicago steakhouse experience, check out Bavette's here at Park MGM. All right, Park MGM, this is it. Before I get to my finale, I do want to talk about one thing yesterday, and that is the pool. It's a little cloudy out there today, but there it is. And the thing I liked about this pool setup the most is that there are 3 separate pools. Each one kind of has a little bit different of a vibe. And also each one is positioned differently, so it hits the sun at a different time. The one at the very back hits the sun in the morning. The one to the right hits the sun in the early afternoon. And the one down here hits the sun late afternoon. So no matter what time you want to get to the pool, you're gonna have some sunshine. All right, so let me talk about Park MGM. Let me give my final thoughts. I wanna talk about the pros and cons of the room and also the pros and cons of the overall property. The room was freshly remodeled, which is great. It gives off that sign of cleanliness and newness and just makes you feel more comfortable. Also, the room was quite large, and if you're able to get the room for a great price, I think you can find some value by staying at Park MGM. There were a couple drawbacks with the room. Number one, I just thought it was a little bland, and I thought it was a little basic. For a Nighthawk suite, especially a theme suite, I expected there to be more ambiance, more atmosphere, and more cachet. And also for a Nighthawk suite, I was rather unimpressed with just a single vanity and no bathtub. Again, for a suite, a large suite, a suite that you're upgrading to pay for, I feel there should be a bathtub, dual vanity, and maybe even a separated bathroom. Moving on to the collective property, one thing that was great was the location. It's right next to T-Mobile Arena, right next to Aria, right next to City Center, and it really is in a very popular area of the Strip. I consider dining another benefit of staying here. You have Bavette's, one of the best steakhouses in the country. You have Eataly, which is one of the coolest concepts I've seen in Vegas. And also you have one of the darkest, coolest, trendiest, modern, most upscale and luxurious bars and restaurants I've been to in a long time, which is NoMad Bar. This property is also a non-smoking property, an entirely non-smoking property, and you may see these non-smoking properties in Vegas, but rarely do you see a hotel and casino be smoke-free. This is one of them. So if you like your air a little cleaner and like to breathe a little easier, this may be the property and casino for you. Park MGM does have a few drawbacks, however. One would be its size. It is a little small, and with a smaller footprint and smaller concept, you're just going to have limited options on everything, whether that's fitness, restaurants, the pool, anything. So if you're looking for more of a grand, robust experience, you may want to choose another property. The concept was also a little off to me. The vibe is supposed to be European style and elegance coupled with urban parks and greenery and nature, and although I see what they tried to do, they put greens everywhere and browns everywhere, I didn't get the natural serene nature feeling that the concept was trying to invoke. Even though the property was remodeled and the rooms were refreshed, I feel they went a little cheap and a little fast on the remodel. It's priced below Bellagio and it's priced below Aria, but it is priced above Mandalay Bay and Mirage, which I think are two better hotels for the money. I think I would describe Park MGM as the more boutique-y, upscale, smaller, improved version of MGM Grand. So if you like the MGM Grand property and want something that's a bit more intimate, a bit more exclusive, a bit more upscale, and a bit more quiet, this could be the property for you. Overall, I would come back here, but I would need a reason to do it. Perhaps I need a smoke-free environment, or perhaps I wanted to dine at Bavette's for multiple nights, if I want to spend a few days eating at Eataly, or maybe if I wanted to catch a game across the street and just be in walking distance. Those are reasons to come back to Park MGM. But it is a little overpriced, the concept is a little off, and I just didn't feel comfortable here. The vibe was just off. And for that reason, I'm going to say it's a pass. It's a 1 out of 6. So that's it. I'm going to rate Park MGM a 1 out of 6. It's a pass rating for me. I did have a lot of fun here. It was a great experience. Like I said, I could be back at some time. I would just need a reason to do so. That's it. I'm on to the next hotel, and I will see you in that video.